And hello, well, welcome. We are back for some LaneSmash. The first match was kind of short, so that match got moved to PSB1. So welcome onto the main channel. And today I'm joined with a special guest, another Baguette,
Yes.
to co-cast with me. So Baguette accent today, at least for this match. Falcon, hello, how you doing, mate?
Hello, I'm fine, really fine, and happy to co-cast that match
Yeah.
between 93 OP and CBT.
Yeah, this is the C bracket, so we don't really expect the kind of level that we could be seeing on that B or A bracket when A bracket would be playing. But yeah, I do think that we have some interesting teams today because CBT coming from Cobalt, kind of a non-server, very cheesy. CBT is the team 95SS, and they are being from Cobalt. They are kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest. To fight against, there are a lot. They tends to be a bit cheesy, so in that matchup, in that LaneSmash matchup, when you have to be kind of cheesy and not be afraid of pulling mosquitoes, ground vehicle, you have it is quite a good advantage to have to be cheesy. And looking at the result of 93 OP, which is a mix of outfits from Soltex. Soltex a bit more isolated. I know that there is a couple of outfits coming from Comrie that have moved onto Soltex. There is also Bricks that have moved onto Soltex. But yeah, in all, it's kind of a more isolated server where you don't have that big of a how to say cheese and constant battle. Yeah, a bit more isolated, I would say.
Isolated and
yeah,
pretty new compared to American or European servers, which have in the past experience about server smash and community smash. So that's how we learn how important is the cheese, and especially on this lane we are today,
yeah,
which is not Emir, with very open bases where you can basically fill up the two central bases with Cobalt Sandies, with Harassers and Lightnings.
1 minute.
And also very open bases where you can ground pound the points with ESFs.
Yeah, it's true that the first two bases are really open. The point on geological survey camp is wide open, so you will need the air control to really capture that point. Also bring some more Sunder because you can sneak out some Sunday coming from the TR side. And Frostfall Overlook is a bit more safe base, but yeah, I would also cheese the hell out of that base.
Yeah, you still can ground pound inside with rocket pods.
Yeah, we should be able to start anytime soon. We have quite a different setup. A lot of Mossies Gal for the TR, whereas we are more vehicle oriented for the NC. And there we go, match start. A lot more Mossies. We have some vehicles and a couple of rivers.
A lot of rivers too, finally, on the side of 93 OP.
And it's just a matter on which faction is allowed to touch the point first. Let's have a look a bit at a Frostfall Overlook. There is already some NCs on the ground, not quite yet onto the point, but I believe that the point is resetting, unfortunately, for the NC. They are a tad bit too late.
And the cap is done on geological with about three Terrans.
Yeah, 3 Terrans. Oh my god, the vehicle terminal already being hacked, so some Sundays would be able to be pushed, but there is quite the armor outside of the base, so it will be difficult to retake down to take some Sundays.
3 maxes on the point for CBT now.
Yeah, in the air war so far has been the NC dominating. A couple of Mosses here and there, but not quite as much as there is Reavers. But the reinforcements are coming in for the air, and we just point out that we really need for geological survey camp that we need that air control. More Mosses coming in is definitely a good news for the TR.
Yeah, there's a big ripple of air from the TR, while there are not on the NC side.
Yeah, big battle right onto the point here for geological survey camp. Seems that, yeah, the maxes are pretty much dead, and that would be a defense for
Yeah, but
the
air
TR.
fight definitely won by the TR, and the ground will start soon, I think.
Yeah. It's really depending on, yeah, they do have some rocket pods, some are with the Arnets for some anti-vehicle option. One vehicle going under the bridge still is safe. The Vanguard will be repaired, but yeah, it's really depending on do they have some Banshee equipped on the nose gun, because if you don't really have some Banshee, you can't quite be really efficient against infantry. The vehicle terminal has been hacked again. Great job by the infield securing that terminal.
Yeah, good point from 93. They are not giving up the air. Sadly, there are only 4 rivers. I think they're gonna be wiped out quite quickly, but they give some air to their mates to fight on the ground.
Yeah. A bit of a skirmish here right onto the point. I do believe there is more NC, so the TR will be clean, but the timer is still alive on geological survey camps. Been rolled back by the NC, but so far still 1 minute left remaining. A lot of Prowlers. One is actually burning onto the road, will be repaired. One Sandy is rushing onto the point. That's a Cobalt Thunderer with a Bulldog right on the end. So there is more cheese coming in for a CBT, and should be a point reflip for the TR.
And good hold anyway from NC.
Yeah, with very few resources, they managed to really hold a bit that cap, and it would be quite insane for them to really roll back entirely that time bank, that capture timer that the TR have. But unfortunately for the NC, that's TR capturing that point, contesting that point.
Yeah.
With the last cleanup, that will be a cap.
Yeah, they have a beacon on Frostfall ready for the pre-cap,
Yeah.
if they manage to fully resecure geological.
Yeah, right now big pushes with some maxes. We don't have the Sunder alive onto the base, so that's a good time to take some maxes. Unfortunately, you have one burster max. You're not as efficient as a max, and the only anti-infantry max is already mid HP, so bad news for the NC. The max should be going down anytime soon, but he's ditching a lot of damage for a very low life max.
During this time in the air, there is still a battle above Frostfall.
Yeah.
The 2 air squads are fighting each other for the air dominance.
There is quite a lot of Reavers in the air, to be honest. Very few Mosses, 3 Mosses, 3 Reavers. Quite a fair fight. One Mossy goes down, one Reaver is burning as well, but someone takes down the mountain up in the face, and one Mossy is burning, definitely trying to get that kill on the last Reaver. It will go, the Reaver will go down. The Mossy is still burning. How is it doing it? And that will be suddenly a one fight for the Mossies.
Resecure from the TR on the point. There is still a beacon for TR.
Speak too fast. Yeah, less than a minute on the timer of Geological Survey Camp. Still the infantry coming in for the NC, and nowhere, no Sandy really to be found on the TR side. Might have been destroyed. We have one in the crystal, but very few infantry coming from that Sandora. And definitely we
there is a
should.
Sandy on the northern side, ground pound by air.
Yeah.
Get
Very
destroyed
difficult to do anything if you are ground pound by air. But less than 30 seconds remaining, 1 RSA finally onto the base. We need more cheese inside that base because the infantry is just coming in and you can't quite keep that base just being alive onto the point. You have to be on the aggression onto the spawn room and the teleporter room coming onto that onto the bridge. You have to be aggressive. Otherwise, you will just delay the timer as much as possible, but you can't really cap it.
Yeah, a huge presence of TR now on Geological.
Finally. But the need to get that vehicle terminal hasn't been destroyed. That's kind of a mistake from the NC, but hasn't been exploited by the TR, unfortunately, for them. Because right now the big push of infantry right onto the point, I'm not quite sure that the TR can really handle it, because so far hasn't been really the case. The infantry of the NC seems to won every engagement right now, only with some help of some cheese, with the Marauder harasser right onto the point, going for some road kills. Finally get the kill, some cleanup of infantry, but we have some medics for the NC, so kills basically means nothing here if you have some medics alive. And yeah, suddenly the good effort by the TR are basically wiped out. We are less than 30 seconds, 40 seconds remaining into that timer. We still have the harasser, so definitely good news, but we definitely need more.
Yeah, it's
I don't see any cloak.
Quite a full infantry fight on the point now.
Yeah. Finally, some ground pound from the TR.
Yeah, the air squad just wiped out the rivers. So they got the advantage. They need to rely on it for to gain the momentum and then to keep the timer as long as possible.
And still, that vehicle terminal is not being hacked by the TR. You finally have some ground pound. You finally have some momentum, as you say. So it's the time to like get to the next level, get to the next speed, and just cap that vehicle terminal. Get some cheese, more harassers onto the base, some buses. Because right now you have a lone harasser, he's doing some job, but he's alone. So it could be more efficient to have another one, maybe another two, to get some more kills. But I'm quite surprised that there is not that much infiltrator onto the field.
Yep. Can't see them at the Mosses. I think the TR should have a good anti-air on the ground with lockers, because Mosses are hiding themselves.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we have some burster maxes right onto the spawn room.
Or if you can see
Creating some space.
On the south cliff of the bay, there is a prowler just pounding on the point.
That's quite insane. That's a really good prowler placement. Yeah. Is he HE or AP? Yeah, should be HE.
Don't know really well the guns.
Yeah, me neither. I'm a Cobalt. I'm an ANC main. But in the meantime, that's the NC was the cleanup. We do have some good setup on the TR, but we are lacking the infantry power.
Yeah, and it's a cheap it's a quite a cheap recap for NC that don't use a lot of the knights. Maybe only on with the Burstus Max, but I think they should have a quite good amount of the knights, except their air squad, which is grounded actually.
Yeah. I don't think we have like a repush organized. But I don't see the Sandy from the TR, so where are they? Do we have a back cap or whatever? Because yeah, the lane is entire empty of NC from Phosphor Overlook.
Yep.
So where are the TR? Finally a Sandy.
TR bringing a new Sandy in the crystals south of base.
They need more no infill so that vehicle terminal will stay alive and see.
Also Galaxy with 4 Morses coming on the base now from TR.
Should be. Oh my god. You ram into the crystal. Do we have a back cap? Nobody is alive to cap the point. Oh no.
Yes,
we do have some more.
On Frostfall with 3 people on the point of Frostfall.
Yeah. Oh my god, they already said the max is useless. You can't quite cap because the Galaxy messed up and ram the crystal.
15 seconds on Frostfall.
Yeah, we have the air. That's quite painful to be back capped, allowing because there was some big push of 9-9s. To be honest, 2 Sandys, a Gal, some Maxes. So yeah, kind of a waste here. Good job by the NC. Good defense on Geological and good offense on Frostfall.
Yeah, that's a good defense, and they managed to do their cap really sorry, they were really efficient on the cap on Frostfall.
Yes, indeed. Now the TR should have an easy repush right into the point, but the infantry still needs to go inside. Finally, should be it. We have some res grenade right onto the point. Resing some TR will be the end and the demise of the NC. We still have some shotguns right there. Will be cleaned up, but that's a minute won by the NC. A minute to really reorganize, try to redo a big push, because you still had a beacon up and running onto the triple stack, and now you have 1 minute, more than 40 seconds to just take a Sandy and try to be a bit more aggressive right now.
Yeah, with in less of 1 minute, they managed to defend, to clean the base, and to get away the pressure from TR. But TR are still on the point of Geological. There are fights on the 2 points actually.
Yeah.
TR trying to clean up their point on Geological. While on Frostfall, there are 2 squads, one from NC, one from TR, which are fighting also on the point.
Yeah. It's a good thing that they decided to keep the maxes right onto Geological Survey Camp, knowing that with a cheap repush they will be able to wipe out the DNC onto Frostfall Overlook. And right now we do have a good opportunity for the TR to really build a strong lead into Geological Survey Camp with some maxes up and running onto the point. But we will need more, because you can't really sustain that much with only 2 maxes. At some point you will run out of reses, you will run out of heat on the repair tool. So at some point your maxes are going to go down, your medic are going to go down. And 1 max is already down, the second one's just follow it right after it. The repair grenade was not enough to really counter all the damage, and that will be the NC recapturing Geological Survey Camp, defending Geological Survey Camp. That terminal, I'm quite upset by that terminal. Still alive.
Yeah, they are very important because on that lane, because it's a huge lane, and
the travel time
for vehicles is quite long. So hacking terminals on the opponent base, on the base you are attacking, is very important, because it's really faster to hack the terminal and just pull your vehicle on the base you are attacking. And the point is flipping on Frostfall.
Yeah, once again, the back cap going in for the NC. It's quite important to have someone dedicated. Like, you have to back up 24/7 to be
more of back caps. That's a real attack because they have a Sandy there. They have Max on the point.
That might have been the Sandy when they had that minute, around that minute onto Frostfall Overlook, and right now there's just everyone need to redeploy onto Frostfall Overlook for the NC if they really want to have a good strong chance to cap that base. Where is the Sandy? I can't quite see it. Is a clock Sandy? Yeah, there it is, next to the ammo tower.
And what we are seeing there, it's a very good example of the balance of the momentum. TR, since the start of the match, got the momentum. They were attacking, while NC were defending. And with that first pre-cap with light infantry push, only relying on beacons, they managed to take some fresh air that allowed us to organize a real push, as we are seeing now with deployed Sandys, Maxes on the point, multiple beacons, and know that the TR that are defending and the pressure is on TR now.
Yes, indeed, very cheap defenses onto Geological, allowing those pool of resources of nanites right there on Frostfall Overlook, and we are looking quite strong in terms of timer. We are already 1 minute and 30 seconds into the cap, but TR seems to not agree with the NC. We have one Max kind of down, kind of low, will be getting wrecked by a good C4. Res grenade throwing right onto the point. That will be a defense by the TR.
The only thing that NC lack on his attack is air dominance.
Yes.
Because Moses just destroyed the Sandys and prevent reinforcement to come from on the point from for NC.
Yeah, so we're still trying to find to fight with some res grenade. Unfortunately, you do have the lightning, you do have the Moses up and running. Yeah, we still have the beacon. I'm quite surprised that beacon finally down with a good EMP, and yeah, that will be the defense by the TR. But still, you have to wait for 1 minute to really be able to go onto the offensive, and there is another beacon drop.
Okay.
A big beacon drop, very big one. But you have the Moses up and running in the sky.
Are you not better than this rabble?
Okay, let's see if TR will manage to inverse that momentum again and have a transition to attack from defense.
It seems like
there is a first Sandy. The ammo tower on Geological is gonna deploy.
It seems like
beyond the base.
As soon as they have the point TR on Geological, they don't really know how to go further on the cap. Okay, we got the point. What do we do next? And they are missing that final step to really get into the base kind of seriously. We will have a gal going straight to Geological. I hope that this gal will not crash.
Here we go. Sandy deployed north of Geological. Big push from TR coming on the point now.
Galaxy is hiding, waiting for some deploy. What is the Galaxy doing? He has the radar, so is he just here for spotting option? I'm not, not convinced. Sandy is burning, unfortunately up on the north side. We have from far away a lightning with the AP getting some kill.
Yeah, that's a quite a good reaction from 93 OP on that NC
Yeah.
push.
Yeah, so funny. We do have the Albert this time compared to the Marauder we just had. We will see if it's more efficient or not. We still have that terminal, and I can't. Yeah, it's been protected by an infiltrator. So, but you really need for the TR in order to really get serious into that base. You have to get that terminal. Otherwise, it's just going to be a nightmare. The travel time from the biolab or even from Phosphor Overlook is quite long, so it's so hard and so long to take to get some vehicle inside the base. And we are around
8
like
minutes, 8 minutes.
yeah, we are at the 18 minutes mark remaining into the round, and neither team really got a serious attempt on capturing the other team base, so we're still 0 on each side, so that's quite a balanced team the match, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really balanced. The only real advantage I can see now with the air advantage for TR.
They had it from
even-
the beginning
even
of the game, and it's been like more
But-
than 20 minutes without. Yeah.
But that's not a full advantage. NC are not giving up the air, always contesting, and that's a good point because what you ask from your air squad is if you're not winning the fight, you just want them to annoy the enemy air squad that they just can't switch to full ground pound, because on that lane especially, if you got fully ground pound by the enemy air, you just get wrecked because it broke your transitions, it destroyed your spawns, and you get ground pound on the point.
I finally understand why there is a Galaxy who is quite passive. Is to deny the lock on the Mossies. The Mossies are lighted in red, which means they are quite hard to lock. And we finally have a lot of TR inside the base, but good repush of infantry, getting mowed down by the Mossies with the rocket, but only 1 kill. The RS are making 2. But yeah, the infantry need to go a bit ahead of the defense and try to hold on to the walls. You can't quite sustain 3 minutes onto that point, unfortunately. Finally, we do have. It seems that they are looking at the stream, and we do have an hack to the vehicle terminal. So let's bring some more cheese. TR, you can definitely do it. That's a very serious attempt right now. It's so hard for the Reavers to really stay alive around that base. You have the Striker, plus the Mossies, which are anti-air still. It's really hard to stay alive.
Yeah, but they are skirmishing. The two rivers are skirmishing the TR squad, just preventing them from ground pounding too much. And that gives some space to their infantry to repush, even if TR are well set up now for a cap.
Rise to the moment
Good
you
defense
can
on the vehicle terminal has been destroyed by the infantry of NC. So no more Thunder can be pulled by from that base, from either team, to be honest. Let's have a bit of a point of a check. Right. Do we have any Thunder for the TR? Because I'm not sure. They do rely on beacons and maybe some Valks. Yeah, yeah. Will be really hard to sustain. 1 minute and 20 seconds. It is doable. We still have the air control. We still have some maxes on the point, so it is doable for the TR. Finally, a serious attempt to recap that base. Geological survey camp may fall, but we have a good infantry push, but so many maxes right onto the point. And infantry.
If I have to point out maybe a little mistake from NC on their defense is their lack of multipliers. If you can bring Arases and Sandys to attack, you obviously can bring for defense too.
We finally, yeah, I do find the defense a bit cheap on the NC side. We finally have some maxes. 31 seconds remaining, a lot of infantry and on both sides, but yeah, I do like the position of the TR a tad bit more. The auto res on the maxes, allowing him to stay alive, getting some more kills in close quarter. Do have a big res here onto the point, allowing the TR to get revived, and even the max could technically get revived if that medic stay alive. Will be kind of safe, so the max is back alive, and 6 seconds remaining. Should be a good cap by the TR on Geological Survey Camp. And there we go.
The Terran Republic has taken that facility.
Finally, and we have CBT up 1-0 into the series, very, very late into the match. It's more like 33 minutes to capture one base, only 12 remaining, so yeah, finally a good point.
And nothing here on not research for now.
Yeah, I do think they are quite serious about the defense of Geological Survey Camp. They really want to get a good stronghold of that base in before really moving out. We have a Sandy already going for the next base, but you have a frozen river to cross, and with some big line of sight, you being a
There are NC Sandys going north of the bridge, while there is a TR Sandy on the south.
yes, and could definitely, the lightning can't quite see. That's a Skyguard, to be honest. So not like he could have done a lot of damage, but yeah. One is going north, one is going south, but the TR Sandra is going all the way around, so it's going to be very long before any infantry can try and touch the point on those research camps. So yeah, maybe I have be a bit more certain that you can cap that Geological Survey Camp and therefore have a backup option, because right now we are moving out as the TR, but the NC are suddenly on the base on Geological Survey Camp, and the galaxy which way you took off, you have to go back onto Geological Survey Camp, and suddenly you risk losing your maxes that you have pulled and use on the defense of Geological Survey Camp and the cap of Geological Survey Camp, sorry.
I would say TR didn't really they won't be able to. There was no defense on first of all on the not research point, sorry, and instead of staying to clean the base, if you have someone ready for the pre-cap, you can just everyone can leave. You can leave 24 NC on geological if you have the pre-cap. If you have a beacon ready, you don't have to make that clean. You can do on the live. Destroying the enemy Sandys, killing everyone. If they are on geological, they can't do anything if you have the pre-cap.
Yeah, totally true. They were not like as confident as they could have been maybe on the cap of Geological Survey Camp, though, so they didn't really wanted to dedicate someone to get for the pre-cap, but yeah, you do have the air control. Have one of your pilot ditch out his ESF and put a beacon for the rest of the platoon, and yeah, you suddenly have a backup, because now you are forced to fight against the NC, and the NC they have a lightning. It is still a Skyguard, unfortunately. Onto the point, there were some maxes. There is actually one max, which is it is a Gorgon max. No, never mind. That's a Matok one. But yeah, so many ground pounds will be really hard for the NC to stay alive. We finally have the Marauder Harasser back alive inside the base, and yeah, should be it for the TR, should be the reflip.
Yes, about talking about the pre-cap, they should have on not research. Of course, that's theory, but when the cap of geological from TR was very difficult, they really had to grind it, and in this case, when you are on the team speak, when you are in your team, you just have you are just everybody on the point when you are attacking it from since more than 20 minutes, and you have the impression that you need everyone on it, and you forgot the backup. That's in theory you should have it, but when you are on the ground fighting desperately to
We
finally
do
go
have
that
a
timer
backup
to the
right
end,
now.
that's things that happen.
We do have someone for the backup. Infill.
Air vehicles can
Against...
only pull from the warp gate. Air vehicles can only pull from the warp gate.
There we go. It's just a small tip from the referee. You can only pull from the wall gate your air vehicles, but the bat cap has been coded. So yeah, it will be really hard for the TR to get that cap on not research camp, because you have one infield versus one heavy, and I believe that we do have someone else. No, it's quite far away. Yeah, infield versus heavy. As soon as the infield try and cap the point, the heavy will be moving out onto that point. And it does have
at him.
the upper
It's
hand.
it's a nice thing, just not be on the point, because the Enfield can come and just one-shot you or something like that.
That's an SMG infield. SMG infield versus the heavy. The heavy has the upper hand. Yeah, that
But
bit early.
if the heavy is just on the point waiting, or even running around the point, that's very dangerous when there is a SMG Enfield coming. While if you're outside the point, you just wait for him to decloak to cap, and you can come on him, surprising him and kill him.
That's exactly what 93 OP did. To be honest, that was just perfect defense of the pre-cap. Kind of a mistakes on the TR side to not like spot the fact that it has been spotted. You need more resources to get that pre-cap up and running. We have some anti-vehicle option with some Skyguard, which is a thing apparently.
But during this time, NC managed to cap geological, so we saw a full squad of TR coming on the point, but a few seconds too late, and they have to just redeploy, come back on geological, and
That's frustrating.
Yeah.
And now we do have the air advantage on the NC. I'm quite surprised of what is going on with the Mossies, but they are nowhere near to be found.
So the battle of momentum is 4 NC right now.
Yeah. With some hair hammers, quite insane.
A good spawn lock from NC with infantry only.
Yeah, it is quite a bit obvious that all the NCR focused onto the spawn, on the spawn, and we don't really have anyone taking the teleporter to just go for a flank. And yeah, 95 SS Cobalt Terran here, CBT. They are quite a lot on Cobalts. They are not. We could technically call it a Zerg fit. Zerg tend to just only relies on number. They don't really have that much strategy, at least on life. And yeah, I do think could be maybe a lack of leadership or of experienced leadership. When how do you really defend that geological survey camp when you are facing a 50-50 situation, 50-50% situation? So here it seems that the TR finally managed to advance a bit onto that cap, and we are closing in on the point on neither base can be captured. Not survey camp, research camp, sorry, is not capable anymore. Geological survey camp can still technically go through for the NC if they have a perfect cap and flip the point right now.
They managed to get that Sandy surviving, but they're far from the point right now.
Yeah, very far. Yeah, right now it's impossible to cap geological survey camp with the current timer. So after the first round, it will be 1-0 for CBT against 93 OP, but I'm kind of disappointed by the TR because it seems that they had the upper hand for the majority of the match, but only capturing 1 point when you technically have the upper hand in the air, in the vehicle, in kind of the infantry as well. But yeah, they kind of missed the opportunity to score second points here and there.
Yeah, and it looks like 93 OP managed to do very well with cheaper.
With very little, yeah.
I don't know how they are regarding the Knights, but visually, I don't think they're very low. I think they still have a lot of new Knights. But there is a new rule this year with only 8 minutes between the two rounds. Maybe it's a strategy to save the Knights for the second round, or maybe as you said at the start of the stream, maybe they have not that that cheese culture European and American servers can have. And also, even if TR had the air dominance, I had a look at the air frequently, and there were always some rivers trying to annoy the TR squad, preventing them to go full ground pound.
Yeah.
So that's well played.
Yeah, good rotation in terms of rivers. We have to take into consideration that air can only be spawned from the warp gates and not the home base. So it is quite a long reinforcement route for the mosquitoes, and quite a short one from for the rivers. So we will see how the air dominance, which seems to go for the TR on the first round, will swap on the second round, because they will have the warp gate much closer. Yeah, less than a minute remaining. Everyone is basically redeploying.
Oh, there's a huge fight
yeah.
here on not research.
I wasn't paying attention, to be honest. We do have some rivers, no mercies around.
A good old gunfight.
And the truth, finally a good backup attempt, that bit too late, because we're 2 minutes into the timer. So yeah, it's kind of good for the TR if they have been, if only they have been able to do it a bit earlier. They would have been able to certainly cap Northwest Research
End of round.
camp. And yeah, that will be end of the first round.
A very interesting round. Two really balanced team, and I don't saw any huge or definitive mistakes from any of both teams.
All players need to leave the continent. All players need to leave the continent.
Yeah, that's a nice match for LaneSmash.
Yeah, I do totally agree with this. I think in terms of mistakes for the TR, I point out quite a number of time about that vehicle terminal that should have been hacked it was kind of easy to hack, and wasn't. And for me, not having that vehicle terminal really allowed those NC to get a very strong wipe on the first wave of Thunder, and the second wave was just delayed that much because you can't quite pull a quick Sandy because you don't have the hack on the vehicle terminal, that suddenly your cheap defense are able to find a huge value. So I really find the lack of Sandy placements by the TR kind of important, kind of really yeah, that's a big mistake, I think.
You can now
lacking
come back to your home
those
base. You can now
lacking
come
those
back to your home
Sundays
base.
up and
Yeah,
running,
but,
and they will be paying big time on the second round if they don't have enough Sundays, because Frostfall Overlook is quite a hard base to cap.
Yeah. I had a look during the run, and there are a lot of Sundays coming from Frostfall to Geological, but I think 93OP did a great job destroying these Thunders, because each time I had a look near that crystals south of the base, for example. One time there was a Sandy, and 1 minute after there were not. I saw a new Sandy coming, and 1 or 2 minutes after it was destroyed. So I wasn't really focused on that side of the base, but I think 93OP did a really great job destroying enemy spawn points. And
Yeah.
if TR had managed to hack that terminal, they may have had more Sundays, but that's also a mistake from 93OP to not destroy it in defense.
Yeah, I totally agree with this. That's that vehicle terminal, as useful as it can be on that base, can really cost you the victory in the end in Geological Survey Camp, because you can't quite allow any vehicle, any terminal which is outside your spawn room being alive if you are not controlling it, and if you are not babysitting it, because otherwise you just allowing your opponents to just get a free hack and get that value out of the terminal from an infantry terminal. That's some maxes pulled, that's some more grenades, that's some more medkits for the heavies, so you have more sustain. With a vehicle terminal, you suddenly have more cheese available to use. Sandy, Cobalt Sandy, Harasser Cobalt, Harasser with Marauder, and they were a pain on Geological Survey Camp from the TR. And it's quite amazing that they just saw that, okay, the harasser is working, but we are only going to keep one harasser inside the base, because having two is gonna be too effective, too efficient.
And basically, if you can have one harasser, that means you can have two. If you can have two harassers, you can have two Sundays. If you can have Sundays, you can have lightnings, HE lightnings.
You still need infantry onto the point, but yeah, you need more cheese into the base.
Especially on this one. There are also bays, I'm thinking.
You can run around on the crystal. That's so great. So great.
Yeah. But
I don't really like that base though.
But there are bases where cheese is like Jorarikov or Nosin, for example, where cheese is not that effective. But
Jorarikov, it would be more into air control with some cast valks. But
cast valks, if your air control is really strong too.
Yeah. It would be amazing to have that intel, because I know for a fact during the interview of the match between 93OP versus YJS, which are two teams coming from Soltex, quite friendly teams. The team captain of YJS met up with the team captain of 93OP just during the halftime to talk, okay, what we did good, what we did bad. Would be surprised that is going to be the case with the against the TR here, against European teams or NA teams. I don't think they are in the same mindset as friendly Soltec
Teams can be.
outfits.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think that both team captains from either teams are going to meet and discuss about what went wrong, what went bad for either teams. But it will be good. That would be one of my questions on the interview. But yeah, first, before the interview, we still have the second round to do. What do you think we can technically see on the second round?
If we got the same setup with an air dominance, even if it's not a total air dominance, we should have TR attacking Frostfall for a long time. And maybe some counterattacks from 93 OP. Maybe they will change a bit their tactic, maybe with more vehicles, more cheese. I think that's the point for them. They need
2
more
minutes
multipliers
to second round
to
starts. 2
compete
minutes.
against the TR. Regarding the momentum, the pre-cap, their defenses, their ability to realize good transition between attacks and defense, we saw that on there are few attacks on Frostfall that they are doing it. They are doing it quite well. So I think that if they manage to rise up their firepower, they may give problems to TR. But if they are not upgrading their cheese, I think we're gonna see a lot of fights on Frostfall.
Yeah, I totally agree. A lot of skirmish around that point to try to get that
1 minute.
that advantage. Some thunder placement. The airball from TR should be dominant. We've seen it on the first round. Not many reavers right now, but shouldn't really be a problem. We did see a big pool of reavers right in the end for the NC just before the first round started. But yeah, for the TR, we are quite heavy in the air with a lot of muscles, but we do
20
have
seconds.
3 prowlers and some Sunday, 1 harasser, a marauder harasser on type vehicle, I do believe, and yeah, they
10.
are going straight to that bridge.
5, 3, 2, 1, go! Match start.
I really love how referee is so enjoyed about the match start.
Yeah, and I see
So hyped.
around 10 rivers, maybe
Yeah.
a bit less.
A bit less, a bit more, I would say, on the side of the TR. I saw a hairhammer. There is actually a hairhammer Mossy. One Reavers is going to crash on the Gal, but do we have a flip? On the NC side, bit of a shorter route.
Frostfall is flipping.
Yes, so does Geological Survey Camp.
And
Are
that's
they
Frost.
resetting? Yeah, it is resetting.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Frostfall of TR were a tad bit quicker to drop right on the point. And right now we'll be facing a Galaxy up in coming right onto that base. So a Gal drop coming in. Surely. Yeah, right
Yeah,
onto the
2
triple
maxes.
stacks. 3 maxes. One is dead.
Yeah, one died in the Gal.
Yeah, it should be resable. So it would be great to see a medic coming to res that max. But we do have a lot of
Yeah,
Thunder
medics.
coming in, either for the TR and as well from the NC3 Prowlers against a lone Vanguard here. Yeah, that's going to be a tough battle for the Vanguard
Yep, and
in charge.
TR are setting up a very good attack there with spawn points, air control. No, air control is NC, and drone control is for TR.
Yeah, ground control for TR. The NC, they have the hair hammers on the on the river, sorry, and yeah, we don't have that much anti-air option on the on TR side. We had like a ranger behind on the back of the Thunder, but yeah, that was basically the only option. We still have the striker if the rivers are a tad bit greedy and try to go too close to the ground. And yes,
we have there a very good use of the AV turrets from Frostfall from 93 OP.
yes, indeed. In order to take down that Thunder, we also have technically an entire turret around that spawn, but we don't really need it because on the side of the NC we're slowly repushing quite a cheap repush. Some res grenades thrown here and there for the TR. Unfortunately, there is just too many NC sitting on to the point. And yeah, that will be a flip of that A plot on Frostfall Overlook, but we still managed to get that 1 minute timer, around that 1 minute timer onto Frostfall Overlook, so kind of looks similar to what we had on the first round on Geological Survey Camp.
And TR is already setting up
Yeah.
a new attack with vehicles coming on the road to offer spawn points and firepower to the TR. They have that minute to set up themselves.
There is a
for,
lone Vanguard once
for
again.
that attack.
Has been Vanguard needs to be pulled from the warp gates. You don't have tech plant, so such a long route to just being denied by 3 lightnings. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I think honestly, except for the opening where you can bring a MBT from Wargate, that's not worth it to
Yeah.
pull all the ones on the during the round because it's a really long road. Putting lightnings from the bases on the lane is for me the best options. The best option. They are cheaper and you're already on the lane ready to fight instead of
Yeah. Yeah, technically you are out of the fight for quite a long time because yeah, they are slow. They are very slow for the main battle tank. So one lone Thunder going all the way around in the mountains will be met by 3 heavies, quite hungry heavies, to take down that Thunder already burning. You have a second Sandy right inside the base, but that Thunder up in the mountain will be taken down. The second Thunder is going to the rescue of that infantry in order to try and deploy. That's a deploy Thunder, so should last at least a bit longer to normal Thunderer. But yeah, the point has been defended. Do we have a back cap already onto Geological Survey
No,
Camp?
there is no back cap, and TR let
Not
5
yet.
people with spotters to prevent that back cap.
They learned from their lessons. They learned, ladies and gentlemen, they learned that back caps are quite a pain to have on the lane. And right now, that's quite a serious attempt. Once we still have some infantry coming in, we have a Thunder on the other side of the mountain, and a lot of infantry pulling out from the NC side, trying to take down the Thunder. Thunder from the TR is dead. Unfortunately, that was the lone and only spawn option from the TR.
Here comes the infill on the point of Geological.
Yeah, but
One
is
TR
flipping
defending
on
it.
Frostfall Overlook. TR are on the point. But I really like how the TR are handling the defense so far of Geological Survey Camp, because getting the denied onto that back cap is quite important, because if you didn't really deny the back cap, it will not be possible to get that point right now. So great job identifying that back cap may happen and getting the reaction already. But yeah, we are kind of naked onto that base, only relying on beacons to just redeploy. We don't have any maxes, we don't have any cheese, don't have any Thunder. a cheap push from the NC should be enough, but it's more a matter of how long can we drag out that timer onto Frostfall Overlook for the NC to defend. How long can we last in order to have a nice and strong repush with some more resources?
You are better than this. Show them. Failure is not the path of enlightenment.
There we go, let's have a bit of a look onto Geological Survey Camp. No resources. We have the sneaky infill. Just right.
I was looking at him,
Yeah.
but I was keeping.
We need to stay quiet.
He may stay there for long minutes, so
Oh,
maybe
yes.
more than
Maybe
the
it's
delay, so
just only like spotting. Alright, there is one lightning coming in, 2 lightning coming in, 1 Sunday out.
Yeah, he's ready for the call. Hack the
Yeah.
pad now.
Yes, yes. 1 lightning will be flanked by 2 others from the TR.
And the point on Frostfall is TR now.
Yeah. Yeah, they also have the triple stack, so quite a strong setup. Do they have a Sunder though? Because that's still very important. We still have the Sandy from the NC next to the rock on very south of the base. The point has been defended, but the TR are still in quite a lot into the triple stack, so they will need to get really cleaned up by the NC in order for Frostfall Overlook to be saved.
Yeah, talking about, we talk a lot of geological on the previous round, but talking about Frostfall, it's quite a weird base too,
Yes.
because you have to, if you want to cut the base, you need of course cheese inside, but you have to control the triple stack building, but it's quite far from the point, so you have really that 2 buildings to control in order to cap the base, but the people in both buildings are very far from each other, so
Yeah, the
That-
fact is, you can technically control the triple stack, and definitely you need to control the triple stack in order to cap that base, but you can't really put some pressure from the triple stack, because if you try and get onto the roof of the triple stack and try to ground pound the infantry that are pushing into the open, you're just going to get wiped from the spawn by a
bolt,
sniper. Yeah.
And
So-
here we go. The pack had been hacked on geological. Just 1 Thunder managed to get out before it was destroyed by TR that came back in defense very fast and just wiped out the 2 NC.
And now they
who
destroyed
dropped
us,
on the point.
They destroyed the terminal.
But
If
there
you-
is a sneaky clock Sunday somewhere. I can't see it now, but they managed to pull 1 Sunday.
Yeah, so far Frostfall is still defended. We have a Cloak Thunder, not Cloak anymore, behind the rock on the very south, but we have that
And TR on the
Vanguard
point
coming
of, NCs are on the point from the geological.
and yes, finally the NC back onto the offensive. And where is that Cloak Thunder? Because you were talking about
I think
it.
it's on the northern side.
Yeah, it is. It is on the north, behind the big wall, on the
But TR
very northwest of the L-shaped buildings.
yeah, but TR already have a huge presence here.
Yeah. "12 minutes already into the round, so no real team gain an advantage so far, and I would give the momentum to the initiative to the TR. They managed to get that timer a bit longer onto Frostfall Overlook, but where is the air control they had? They had the air control on the first round. They kind of lost it at the end of the first round, and now we only see rivers up in the sky and not much mosses.
I was just thinking about that, and actually the air control get back in the end of TR. They have mosquitoes above
Finally.
Frostfall. With their guard, they are anti-lockdown.
There is a galaxy coming back off the Frostfall Overlook. The backup attempt is serious.
It definitely looks like a support gal for the air squad.
Yeah, it is the gal that denied the lock. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it is. Quite a powerful gal to have if you have a bastion, for example.
Yeah. And the cloak Sunday on the western side near the crystals have been spotted from TR, and it's gonna be destroyed soon by the air. There is two lone rivers trying to contest the air now.
Last Sunderer remaining has been spotted by the TR, and since we technically have the upper hand in the air, should be destroyed anytime soon. But we have some more reavers coming in onto Frostfall, onto Geological Survey Camp. That's some air rammers, definitely not going to help in the air battle. And the point has been resecured back for the TR. 30 seconds till the base is finally fully secured. So we will see, will the NC be able to keep that timer alive, or will the TR stay on the offensive and go back onto Frostfall Overlook?
I think the clock Sunday near the crystal on the west is still alive, so NC got spawn points. One more Sandy coming in for NC, and they got the point.
Yes, they kept the timer alive, which is very important. We are kind of lacking the manpower in the infantry, I would say, on the TR side, and we were able to repush the TR only with the help of our hair ground pounding right onto the point. And some more anti-thunder thingies from the Mossies. But quite a live for the NC onto the point. Quite a big number. Very difficult for the TR to safely repush, even though we have a good max push with 2 max in the mix. A lot of infantry, a lot of engineers, some pocket engineer, 2 engineer per max, 1 heavy assault. That's not a lot of firing people, and a good grenade will get rid of the engineer. There will be res though, but the mats are technically as good as dead.
That's quite a good setup now for NC. They have 1 deployed Sandy, still I think. They got one I don't know in English, Santiciel,
Skyguard.
AA Lightning.
The Skyguard.
Yeah, Skyward, sorry. 1 Skyward. They got also 1. I think it got destroyed, but they had a Vanguard. They have a good control of the outside of the base. They have a spawn point. So they keep the timer alive. They definitely get the momentum now.
Yeah, we also have a Skyguard right inside the base. The point is flipping though a lot of infantry, and a max is alive with some shotguns up in close quarters combat here. So definitely good news from the NC. A lonely max will be taken down by a Skyguard right inside the base on the side of 93 OP. And it seems that it is quite a serious attempt right now to really get the cap up and running onto Geological Survey Camp and get that first point that we definitely need to tie up the series.
And here again, I think the TR are making the same mistake. They are not using cheese in defense. Only they are only infantry, relying on their 2 Mosses.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
But
And,
maybe the 2 teams are struggling on Nanites. Could be an interesting question to ask them.
yeah, I do think on the side of the TR, we are quite full of nanites, at least for the Mosses. They have been alive for quite some times. We had a downtime at some points, allowing some more presence of NC right onto the point, but yeah, the Skyward now it's pretty much useless, not anti-infantry. You are facing an halberd right into your ass, so it will be quite difficult to stay alive. And yeah, should be the wipe
what,
from the TR.
3-4 shots in the ass for Halberd to take out a lightning.
That was quite 3 short or whatever to take down that lightning. Lightning was kind of burning. Nobody really shot at it, so I'm quite strange that it was the job of the harasser to really do. There was some heavies alive on the side of TR to really shot at that lightning, but I do think that the heavies are running the striker against the reverse of the NC. Right now there is no reverse, so you have to use your striker.
Yeah, and the last Sunday from NC just get destroyed. So
Yeah.
that was a very good attempt. They managed to
Oh, yeah.
get the momentum. No, they have to keep the grasp on it.
Yeah.
They have 2 minutes. Just repull a bunch of Sundays, lightnings, and just swarm the base.
And we are soon at the middle point of the second round. And yeah, still no cap on the second round. We had a good attempt on Frostfall Overlook very early on, and it seems that right now that's the NC with a good setup on Geological Survey Camp on the back of good Thunder placement with some Cloak Thunder in the mix. They managed to get that cap to around 3-minute timer to roll back for the TR. So right now it's just a reset time, and we do see the reset from the side of the NC. Couple of buses, some Skyward in the mix, no anti-ground vehicle, and they might be lacking on that point. So the RSM will have free range on those Thunders. There is 3 Thunder, a 4th one is coming in, so that's good news for the NC. But yeah, the RSRs here definitely managed to count the Thunderer, and it's only a matter of, okay, I saw 3 Thunderer and there is 2 alive, so you need to take down 2 Thunderer. Yeah, 1 Thunderer is already dead.
The point now for NC is to cap before being back capped.
Yeah. Do we have a back capped attempt on Frostfall Overlook?
I'm on the room of the Frostfall. No, I can't see anybody. I have one
Let me check.
50% TR there. There is a
There was
NC medic running around the point.
yeah. Let's just say for now there is no back cap.
Yeah. I'm still there from nowhere, just to warn you.
Right now, Geological Survey Camp seems to be really safe. A lot of lightning. 2 lightnings have been pulled by the TR. Good timing on the lightning to take down the Thunderer. The vehicle terminal has been hacked, so we will be able to get some more vehicle inside the base for the NC. Oh my god, they were not firing at the good Thunder, and Thunder was deployed and maybe repaired, stayed alive. We still have the control of the vehicle terminal. We still have a second Thunder who is going to deploy around the base, Geological Survey Camp. The attack is still going strong for the NC.
And they have defense to prevent the pre-cap, the back cap.
Yeah. Very well played. You need to flip the point on Geological Survey Camp, and there is quite a lot of TR there. You have the setup, now you need to get on the offensive. Neither team really wants to be the aggressor, but you have a stronger setup on the NC, so you can definitely go out and get that point for you, because 18 minutes remaining. It was around that time that we saw the cap for CBT, so it should be around that time for 93 OP to get the cap of Geological Survey Camp.
NC, go back to your lane.
Maybe one of the rivers was outside of the base.
Yeah, talking about the
Captain,
rules,
yeah.
in air you are allowed to be in the axis.
One
near
axis
to the
around
lane.
the lane.
One axis around
Yeah.
the lane, but the other part of the continent is out of the map.
Territory, yeah. Yes, indeed. Because we will be like so restricted to, as an infantry, as a air vehicle, to only be restricted to a single lane. You have to fight above the lane, but you are technically allowed to escape on others and expand your fight on others. But yeah, right now it is a bit of a skirmish onto Geological Survey Camp. A lot more NCs alive compared to the TR.
Just near Frostfall, there was one NC Thunderer just crossing the path of a TR Thunderer, and they just
Ignore
pass
each other.
without fighting.
Yeah. Sometimes you just... for the NC, they know that they have the cap on Geological Survey Camp, so they can basically, okay, we know there is a Thunderer technically onto the base, onto the previous base, we
And
just
actually
don't
at the
need
air
to
dominance,
care
so
that much.
Just call to your air up, send you on the road, and
Yeah.
he's gonna die because of the rivers.
Yeah, that's well played. We have a Vanguard now around the base, some more anti-vehicle. Vanguard versus Prowler. Soon, maybe, because they seem to ignore each other. The Vanguard seems to go back on Frostfall Overlook, but there is a Prowler up in his ass, so if the Prowler decide to go back on the lane, should be able to take down the Vanguard. And for now, both tanks seems to ignore each other.
Here we come.
Yeah,
For
right in the ass,
large
the
Prowler.
overload. The ram goes into it, but the shield, you do have the shield onto the Vanguard, so props to the Vanguards who won that technically 1v1, but we did have the help of the infantry. The 1v1 is not, the fight is not over for the Vanguard though, because there is an harasser in the base as well, and Lightning
50
is
minutes
threatening
remaining. 50 minutes.
the Thunder around the base, so should be a dead Thunder anytime soon. So Geological Survey Camp is like nowhere near to be capped for the NC. They had a strong setup, but yeah, they just got denied onto the point
I find your effort
quite a number of time, and yeah, not able to get a good timer. They will be pushed back.
And at this point of the match, there was also another thing to take in count. That it's stamina of the players. They are now playing for 1 hour in a very tense
yes.
match. So that's the time people are making mistakes. People are just tired, and it's there are good opportunities for both teams now. And people start struggling just because you have to be so focused on
Yeah.
the gameplay.
Focus for way too long is really difficult. Yeah, I do agree. But right now we have a big push of NC onto Geological Survey Camp. They do have the point flipping for them, but you need... I'm just repeating myself at this point, but we need a stronger setup to really get that base. Because yeah, you're just going to get wiped by a cheap repush from the TR.
And there is an infill ready for the pre-cap on
Yeah.
Frostfall.
It's gonna wait for a very long time though, because yeah, the TR, they need with a very few resources they need to get that that pre-push and get the point back and roll back the timer that the NC had and keep the timer alive for them. So right now TR are taking that time, which play the game of the NC.
Oh, if you can see the harasser across the road on the western side, you got a very good setup to destroy NC Sundays.
Fully allow yourself to lose.
No, sorry, I totally missed it. Oh yeah, never mind. I'm sorry. But yeah, NC are pretty much dead. They're only alive onto the bridge. But from the bridge, you only have the beacons. Only relying on beacons, not really sustainable. So it should be a one fight for the TR, but it's only a matter on will the base be safe by the TR and the precap up and running, or will the NC be able to touch back the point?
Precap is ready.
Precap ready in 3 seconds. Should be a doable. One Sunday is dead. The second Sunder is dead. Sorry.
And point is flipping on
and yeah.
Phosphor.
Do we
Beacon
have
is up.
any Sunday? I'm not sure. You can technically, if it is an infill, you could technically walk to the vehicle terminal of Frostfall Overlook, hack it, and take a Sandera. It is doable.
Yeah, here we go for the precap for the attack from TR, but they are just pushing on light infantry just at the same time. 93 OP were pulling out their cheese for a new attack on geological. That's such a bad
Trade
timing
on to the point.
for them.
Yeah, the bolter in CQC will get the late kill, and that will be a denied once again by 93 OP. Not letting Frostfall Overlook being under pressure by the TR. And yeah, there is quite a
Huge
strong
beacon
steel rain here. Not a steel rain, the ability, but yeah, that's also the call of a lot of beacons.
The spirit.
Yeah. Infill versus heavy. The heavy has the upper hand because you have another shield.
And TR contesting the air now, but with very few mosquitoes again against Rivers.
A new conglomerate has taken the facility.
Oh yes. And right now the triple stack is getting cleaned up by the NC lone infantry.
10 minutes remaining, 10 minutes.
And yeah, less than 10 minutes remaining, and Frostfall has been fully secured. Do we have a backup attempt?
And the backup is down.
Yeah.
But here again, a very good defensive push, a very quick defensive push from TR.
I do understand the game the TR are currently playing. It's just, we are technically leading.
I find your effort
We
lacking.
just need to defend, and defend geological survey camp is a lot easier to do compared to attack and get the risk of getting wipe and invest too much nanites into technically two things: defend geological survey camp and then invest nanites to attack Frostfall Overlook. Right now they're just looking to invest the nanites to defend, which is the smart way to play. It's not the most interesting to see, I do agree, but it is the safest way to play for the TR, and I really like the fact they are doing it.
That's maybe their plan, but we have to admit too that 93 OP managed to get a good grasp on the momentum since the 20 last minute,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they never really let the TR strike back. Of course, they may have used a bit more cheese for the defense of geological, but how are they regarding nanites? They use some maxes that are very expensive, and yeah, that would be interesting to ask to the team captains.
The
But,
backup attempt from the TR was really cheap, as you mentioned it. Really light, no maxes, few res grenade, few grenade, only relying on beacon. So yeah, it was really light, allowing TR to really get all the nanites going onto the defense. And I do agree that maybe on the NC we are running a bit dry. I think both teams are running a bit dry on nanites. It's just a matter on a period of a window of 1 to 2 minutes you have more nanites, therefore you can technically use it.
yeah, but as TR in the position they are, that light attempt to grab the point is basically just get some air. We were in defense for 20 minutes. We need to flip the point, get some air, set up something, because you can't set up that heavy attack with cheese and spawn points if you don't have a bit of timer just to put your opponent on the backboard.
So right now we are entering the realm of the draw. It is the match can only be draw by or win by CBT. 93 OP can't quite cap geological survey camp and then cap the base right after it. So knowing that, yeah, TR kind of safe. We are playing on the C bracket as we mentioned it. It was yeah. There should be a victory or a draw between the two teams. The victory of CBT. But yeah, CBT, they are doing it for the defense of geological survey, and they don't want to let the base go. They still have to defend the base, to fully defend the base, fully hold the base for 2 minutes.
That's the moment of where the team captains are doing the little math. Okay, 1 minute 30.
Oh, yes.
That means
You need to. The little math has been done quite a long time ago, to be honest.
yeah, but when you are in the match and you are there, okay, we are 1 minute 30 on the timer. That means we need 3:30 to recap.
Yeah.
It's when you are managing your team during that time with all the calls coming, sometimes it's it's a bit difficult to do.
Yeah.
But here we go. 93 OP. They have 6 minutes. How many you said?
They have 6 minutes.
have
Less than 6 minutes now. 5 minutes 10 seconds to cap geological survey camp and try and go on to the offensive, but it will not really matter.
5 minutes remaining, 5
but
minutes.
right now the point is flipping for the TR, and yeah, it's quite a bad news to be honest, because we
Bono is with you.
we are under the minutes to roll back. So yeah, you just hold for a minute or so, and it's impossible for the NC to recap that base, and should be a victory by the TR. And yeah, we are still on to the offensive, which is good news for the NC. But you have to, if you have some nanites, you have to use them right now. Just pull a max, pull an harasser, pull a sandy, put it onto the point, and just go for it and go for the cap, because it is still technically doable. Not for long, but doable. Needs to be perfect.
Here is the point. Yep. Need to be a
Yeah.
perfect cap now.
TR, you contest for 15 to 20 seconds. That's game one. NC, you can prevent that. That's a draw.
Oh, and that's sneaky
Yeah.
beacon on the crystal.
We are technically, we have a margin of error of 33 seconds. for the NC. And we do know that the timer of the bases are not the most accurate thing in PlanetSide 2. So I'm not quite sure. It's maybe 33 now, but in the end could be technically 20 seconds.
Yeah. And we are not in server smash with 200
Yeah.
people on the base.
Nope. Nope, we are not.
3 minutes remaining, 3 minutes.
3 minutes remaining, yeah. We have 28-second margin. So we are losing quite a lot of margin here and there. And TR have the flip of a point.
Yeah, a very good beacon on the crystal.
Oh yes, just wait for the beacon. Drop F12. Oh yes, that was a great job. And yeah, I think even if the NC were to take back the point right now, yeah,
You need
he
10
couldn't really
seconds
do
to
it.
recap.
Yeah, that's a win. That's a win from the TR. Very strong defense in the end on Geological Survey Camp. Really deserved it, but yeah, the NC also deserved to cap that base because that has been a 20 minutes momentum to not to get denied in the end on Geological Survey Camp. Both teams really struggled on the first round and on the second round to cap that to cap a base. Strictly to cap a base, they struggle a lot. But in the end, that will be TR with the only cap of the game, Geological Survey Camp. I do think it is quite strange that we've seen more fight on Geological Survey Camp compared to Frostfall. Frostfall has only been some back-capped attempts and maybe the first flip on the second round, but not really strong and serious fights from either side.
But I admit I didn't pay that much attention to the air fight on the second round, but it seemed that NC managed to get that air dominance during the
Oh yeah.
second half.
1 minute.
Yep, again, we are saying the same thing again, but yeah, air dominance on that lane is major. And maybe that's what helped them to be on the...
I think we
on the
were
attack
missing
also.
kind of the ground pound that the TR had on the first round. We've seen some air hammers, but as soon as we were above Geological Survey Camp, we suddenly saw some mercies up in the sky, and no more rivers. So yeah, it was well played by the TR. Less than 30 seconds remaining. All the senders have been cleared up. Should have been cleared up. A lone harasser is still running here, but yeah, should be it for that match. And yeah, it was kind of
10.
entertaining. Very balanced
Five,
team,
four,
not really willing to give up
one.
the defense.
End of match. End of match.
And not really eager to get on the cap. And
Congratulations to
yeah, that will be
93 OP 1-0.
CBT winning that round against a 93 OP.
Yeah, very interesting match. We saw two teams that are in the bracket C.
Sorry,
but,
CBT.
it seems to me that
1-0.
both teams really got all the basics of LaneSmash. Taking momentum, backup, precap, good transition between attack and defense.
Yeah.
I saw a very good transition from attack to defense from
93
CBT.
OP as well.
Yeah.
We were lacking on the first round, I think, some good transition because we only had one, and the defense were pretty well handled. But yeah, the backup attempt was kind of lacking, and we had some backup attempts because we were forced to defense a bit more onto Geological Survey Camp. So yeah, I do agree with you. On the second round, we nailed a bit more the fact the transition between fights to fights. And yeah, we are just basically waiting for an interview of Motong, which is kind of that bridge between our Chinese community and English speakers, casters, because I can't quite speak Chinese. I don't know about you, Falcon, but I can't. I just can't.
No,
Never
me
learned.
neither.
Never learned. And so Motong should be here in a minute or so to get to translate for us the question as well as the answer of the team captain. And yeah, we will wait for CBT because we do have some question to ask them, but I think they're just like for now, yeah, going for a small debrief between themselves.
Yeah, and
Can the team captains please join the interview channel?
yeah, and because of let's say geopolitics, maybe our Chinese friends can't come on the PSB TS, so we have a little setup to prepare for that interview.
Yeah, it's always interview. So let's just switch on their channel.
Channel switched. User was
Hello,
moved to your
gentlemen.
channel.
Hello there, how you doing?
Doing good. First and foremost, well played. That was a very long match, 1 hour and 20 minutes, without the breaks and whatever, without the setup. Two times 40 minutes is quite long, and you must be tired. So we will try to keep the interview quite short, so you can go back to your players. There is some outfit war to be played, but for either side, and yeah, CBT 1-0 against 93 OP. Well played. How did you find the experience of LaneSmash? It is really different from live, or do you have to or you didn't really have to force that much to be quite efficient, to be honest?
The infantry side, we didn't have to change much. We're a very infantry-centric outfit on live, so a lot of the orders, a lot of the tactics were the same. Where we struggled was the combined arms. We don't usually use air too much, nor ground, so working those into the mix is definitely an experience for us, and I'm fairly sure you can probably see from the stream. We didn't perform too well in those areas, unfortunately, which found a lot of us having to jump between all three.
Yeah,
But I can't say bad for my guys. They tried very hard, and kudos to them.
Yeah, you really had. It seems that you had the upper hand in terms of ground vehicle. I would say you were maybe a bit lacking in the first round in terms of cheese. We saw some harasser onto the point, but a lone harasser. In general, there is a rule where if you can have one harasser, it was a quote from Falcon. I'm a bit cheating on this, but
Yeah.
if you have one harasser onto the point, why not have two? And if you have two harasser onto the point, why not have a Reaper Thunder with some kobolds in there? And yeah, maybe could have been made the thing easier on the first round geological survey camp, and then second round it was just a matter on NC maybe a bit too strong, with those Thunder always up and coming, and the backup attempt always kind of strong. So, and you not really having that air control. I'm wondering, Motong, last time you told us that both team captain meet each other during the halftime. Was it the case this time to just have a learning experience from and have the both point of view from each team captains?
No, not this time. The
Yeah.
YJS guys actually are doing their equipment preparation for tomorrow's match.
Okay.
Yeah, so they are not in the voice channel this time. I do heard the 93 OP guys do some conclusion on the vehicle using, and for the air domination, yeah, they actually noticed that like I can't say what they lack of, but some kind of disadvantage. Yeah, and yeah, that's great to see such a such a match that both sides have great performance. I have to say.
Yeah, both team played well. As I said just at the end of the match, that your two guys, your two teams are in the group C, so you are newcomers in LaneSmash, but I think both teams got all the basics in terms of transitions from attack to defense and from defense to attack, and yeah, that was a very good LaneSmash match. Just to be honest, as Atipik says about a cheese, that was a quote for me, but my quote is a one from far off a long time ago.
So you were cheating as well.
But what about the singing? What both teams bring some cheese to attack on geological particularly, but I didn't see that much cheese in defense. If that because that's just something you're not used to, you didn't thought about that, or is that intentional to defense with less nanites to keep them for attacking?
I can definitely speak for my team. We had a practice match last week against WFAT where we drew the first round and lost the second, unfortunately. The thing that really drove us back in the second round was we were completely running bone dry on nanites. So this match, we went in with a much more considered approach on how we were going to conserve our nanites. So we weren't pulling ESFs nearly as much. We weren't pulling tanks nearly as much. We only had dedicated people for that. Any pushes would always be done with Sunderers or a single Galaxy. The first round, the setup was very much getting the point locked down before we moved on to it. If it was a neutral base, like we saw, I watched the match with 93OP versus YGYS, I believe.
Yeah, on our material lab, the neutral base. Yeah,
and we saw how they approached it. We tried to cater for that. We did understand that they would probably have upped their game slightly, but clearly they've gone above and beyond. So massive kudos to them for really knocking the nail on the head. So when we pushed in, we definitely had a run for our money. We tried to steal a couple of attacks from WFAT, and it helped us, thankfully. But it's still. We could have done miles better, I think, and we certainly will in future matches.
Yeah. So in the end, in the last minutes of round 2, you were only focused on defense, right? Because you knew that you were ahead 1-0 in the first, thanks to the cap in the first round. At this time, were you running dry off nanites as well?
No, we had plenty of nanites to go around, thankfully, but unfortunately they had complete control of the air game, which meant that, for example, because we lost control of the air game, we managed to push the first objective in the second round and get it locked down, I believe, if my memory serves me properly, all of a bit of a haze now. However, because they had the air game, our Sunderers that we got behind the eye block building towards the rear of the point, we couldn't defend the Sundra. They instantly had infantry on the hills, destroying it, so we couldn't get that locked down. And then it was just a simple matter of gathering up outside the building and pushing us out. So it was a defensive game, but that's where our infantry practice really came through. We're stronger in infantry, so we held it better. Towards the end, we managed to organise a push with some armour, which destroyed most of the Sundras, which really enabled us to push them out of the hex. And then the time ran out, unfortunately.
Yeah. Question for Motong. How was it in terms of nanites? Because that's a bit of a relay to the question of Falcon, because we didn't really saw that much cheese on the side of 93OP. So were they just in echo mode of nanites, or they were just running dry?
I guess they are running dry because I was in their voice channel and I heard that because they got certain people to pull the Sundays, to pull MBT and 40 ESFs, and the rest of people, they are spending their nanites max on revive nades, and I don't know, maybe the standard grenade. So at the it's the 15 minutes to the end of the second round, I heard some people say they are ran out of nanets. I think that's the lesson they need to learn for the nanets management.
Yeah, so that's basically a good follow-up for the question I have. What will be the point that each team needs to improve for their next matches? 93 OP, it will be on May 16th against Sons. So Sons recently lost versus CICI by a very strong fashion, to be honest. CICI just steamrolled the lane. So I do believe that versus 93 OP should be a very interesting match. I do see Sons a bit like CBT here, coming from Cobalt TR, but maybe a more versatile in terms of vehicle, and maybe a bit less skilled in infantry, I would say. So should be a very interesting match. What do they need to improve to win against Sons?
I guess I just asked them for the leader of them, and they said they need to practice more on the cooperation between infantry, and because as you can see, and also I get CBT guys also see that they win the air domination this time. They win the air game.
Yeah.
But you can also see that they don't to enlarge the advantage they got. I guess there's some of the reason because the TR got striker.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes.
Because
I do
in the
think
late
it
game,
is.
you can see CBT, you guys put a lot of heavies with striker, and that pushed the ESFs away. And if you also take a look, they got a canister harvester inside of the biological, inside of the sites. I think they need to learn how to use their advantage, not just you gain them, then you drop them away, because that's what I see. They win the air game, but they don't use.
Yeah, they
use it.
don't go for the step further to really capitalize on that. You have the air game and you have the air, and you don't really capitalize on the fact that you have the air. And same question for you, team captain of CBT. Next match is going to be against a CICI. We've seen CICI on stream. Very strong team. Has a lot of the basics of LaneSmash. Very strong setup in infantry. Good nanites management on the lane. They were playing on the northern east side of Amerish. They were just insane in terms of thunder placement, transition. How could you improve them? Because you have a strong setup. You are always first on the point, always first on the during the opening, or your openers were really good, but you were missing that small step to really get to capitalize on that good opener and have a strong setup onto the base.
I think next match we need to play more to our strengths, and I think focus more on denying the air for the enemy just as much as we do in trying to dominate the air.
Yeah.
So getting a couple more vehicles on the ground, I think, will be a strong start from there. That could really also help complement the infantry.
Yeah. We've seen a good coordination with the infantry, a lot of mosquitoes with rocket pods hammering the NC. That was quite enjoyable to see. I'm an NC main, so it was a bit painful, but it was quite entertaining to see.
All I'll say is the striker is a fair and balanced weapon. I mean, you guys get the Phoenix, so hey ho, you can't really compare.
Yeah, against anti vehicle mobile immobile vehicle. Yes, the Phoenix is quite OP, but against anti-air, the striker is just a pain. And I'm playing TR for the right now to help the Red Mist go in outfit war, and the striker is just insane. I'm so happy. It's never seen the sky much cleaner than they are on the NC, because on the NC we don't have that much anti-air options. Only maybe the dumbfires, rocket launcher, and the anti-air max. But yeah, the striker definitely powerful, and it was a pain for the Reavers to come to get up close with the hair hammer as well. So very, very hard for 93 OP to get some value with the air. Falcon, any last question?
No, I admit, as a caster, I'm a bit tired too. But
so am I.
Yeah, little question about the stamina of your team. How the boss team captain feels their team after such a long match. Did you train? Did you do long trains to? Just to prepare your guys to such long games and to be focused for so long time, or did you feel that at the end of the games people were starting to struggle because they get just tired?
For CBT's sake, I will say that our squads normally run on for 3 to 4 hours, sometimes longer. However, the sheer amount of effort that is put into LaneSmash sometimes, we felt it when we went up against WFAT. The first round where we drew, everyone let out a shocked sigh when they realised that was only the first round. Trust me. It was only half an hour, but it felt like hours.
I understand.
So for this one, it's after the first round where we won. The second round, even though we knew it was leading on to a draw, everyone started to relax a lot more, and that's when we really didn't have as many problems. So once we started to relax and started to realize, it's not so bad, I think people started to come into their own.
Yeah, it's all a matter of
level.
the experience.
Yeah, just relaxing more and having more fun.
Yeah. And maybe some question for Motong, as you were in the channel. Maybe you managed to feel it.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, what's the question again? Sorry.
I was thinking about the players getting tired after 1 hour of match, and maybe.
No, I don't think they're tired because, like usually the 93 CN and OPCH are VS outfits in the Soltec, and unfortunately, the VS in Soltec is not. Their gaming environment is not that friendly because they have the lowest population. So I guess they know how to play under pressure or something. So I don't think they are really tired or something.
Okay,
They familiar with the rhythm like this.
Yeah, they are used to hard fights on the live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you very much, gentlemen. It was a very interesting game. For the score, that's CBT 1, 93 OP 0. The only cap was after quite a long time, 22 minutes into the first round. We managed to cap on the side of CBT. And yeah, that's going to be it for us, guys. So thank you very much. And see you later. Bye-bye.
See you later.
See you later.
I think we have a match another match today.
Yeah.
User left your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
Cheers.
Yeah, we do have one other match, which is in quite a long time. In 2 hours, I think. Less than 2 hours.
It's
less than 3 hours. Sorry.
It's 23 CST. It's done via TMT. In UTC.
That's quite a long time.
It's 9 UTC.
5
it's,
hours.
Dumb versus TMT on Friar Manibayo lane.
Yeah, it will be cast by Gelofs and Billy. We will have Osprey as the organization representative. The ref will be the head ref will be Heros, and we will have Gramork on the co-ref, and it will be streamed on that channel, on the main PSB Planetside Battle channel. So stay tuned, guys. Come back in around 5 hours for more Planetside Dump versus TMNT. See you later. Bye bye.
Yeah.